very important tables that you are going to see now. And as you will see yourself, the purpose of these tables to strengthen our belief in codes, because you yourself will understand that this, what you are going to see just now, those codes are very significant and complement each other, and also done by Professor Rips, Professor Haralik, other Professor Dr. Katz, which is really very, very significant as you see yourself. Now, in fact, with this I want to emphasize that the purpose of these tables is not like people are waiting to know what is going on, to see tables which have to do with events and current events. No. In fact, this is also what Professor Rips is doing, showing tables that clearly proves the validity, the truth of the codes. So here also, if you will contemplate, look properly into these tables, how each one adds to the other one, how minimal they are, how significant they are, definitely will make very, very strong the idea of the codes. What you are going to see here, by the way, to emphasize that this is a table that we did with Professor Haralik from New York University, distinguished professor there, previously the chairman of pattern recognition and processing. Now this is really what you see here is a table which was found by Dr. Katz, previously from the Technion in Haifa. So he found it, as you can see the words, as you can see here in English, the words are Auschwitz and Holocaust, Hitler. All this comes in very small area. So here you have the word Auschwitz, and within Auschwitz you have the word Holocaust, and here you have Hitler, again Shoah. By the way, the letter, between letter to letter, 22 letters only, and you can see yourself all come in one chapter, so definitely very, very significant. So, as we said, a table with those words, as you see here, Holocaust, Auschwitz, and Hitler. This is really the first stage, the basis, as we said, found by Dr. Moshe Katz, previously from the Technion in Haifa. Now this one, is, again, remember this is a program of Haralik, Professor Haralik, who's now working on it. And here I found additional things to what Dr. Katz found. So this is what I found, you can see here. And I found the date when really the Second World War started, May Tafshin Ein Aleph in Hebrew, 5701. And the Holocaust itself for Jews was a year later, which is Tafshin Bet 5702. But coming all together with the finding of Dr. Katz, Auschwitz, Holocaust, Hitler, and dates when it started. So this is really the second stage, adding to the table of Dr. Katz. And this is additional one which I found, you can see here, found by Glazerson, I found it, and you have many, many verses here, you can see yourself, Aleph Hitler, Hitler, and Holocaust, the year 5702, and amazingly, verses which tells Jews, don't be stiff-necked, don't be safe, don't be really arrogant, but you have to accept what I said, yeah? Then you have again the word Holocaust, as we said, and what you have also, the word Auschwitz, and the other words which are connected, Hitler, etc. And also the most important verses which tells us, God says, don't be stiff-necked people, because if you will be, then I'm the judge, and Elokei Elokim, the judge who can punish very severely. So very interesting, the location that it comes also very connected with the Holocaust. Now what you have here, this is one can say this is the strongest proof of the codes, because after the table was built up, as we said, 22 letters between letter to letter, I realized a new sentence coming. Af v'chem hayaku, wrath and anger will smite. amazingly, which is exactly what the Torah always brings when the Torah speaks about punishment, judgment because of the sins. So it said, Af v'chema, God is full of anger and wrath against the Jewish people who are sinning. So amazingly, all over the troubles of Jews in the Torah, you will see this expression, Af v'chema, wrath and anger. Amazingly, that comes here because of the Holocaust, which quite clearly we saw the strong anger and wrath of God. So this phenomena that suddenly a new things come out, it is something which is really doesn't happen in other places at all. So again, you have the Auschwitz here, and definitely the year when it started, the Holocaust, and also, as we said, the verses which clearly said that being stiff-necked, not listening to God, can bring very, very harsh punishment on Jews. This is the same table of Professor Aralik, and what you have here is amazing. I mean, you have the same places like Hitler, you have Auschwitz. Now, Professor Rips found here the word desecration, chilul, desecration, which he clearly realizes that this is exactly what's behind the Holocaust, because it was desecration of holiness, of sanctity between men and women. We know, unfortunately, a lot of simulation or desecration of the Sabbath. So the desecration was like the key to this terrible Holocaust. Amazingly, also, Professor Arlik found that the statistic is 27 to 100,000, which is 2.7 to 10,000, which is very highly. But amazingly, as we said, this was Rips found, Professor Rips, the word chilul exactly in this place, in the center, which fits very much with the explanation of our rabbis, really, that this was really the key to the terrible Holocaust and the troubles the Jews went through. Now in this one you have additional details to this kind of desecration. This also definitely found by Rips, and here he found that besides desecration altogether of holiness, of sanctity, which was in Germany, marriage assimilation, and what he found here is amazing. He found here Mishum Chilul because of the desecration of the Shabbos, of the Sabbath. Amazing. The desecration of the Sabbath was behind this terrible Holocaust. And you find really twice, really Chilul, Mishum Chilul, because of the desecration of Shabbos, and again a Shabbos, Auschwitz, Holocaust, Hitler, all comes here, and clearly adding to the reason as clearly coming out here that the desecration of the Sabbath is very, very severe and could bring Holocaust on Jewish people. Definitely is also very relevant to our days